got an old guitar, got a fine cigar. Slow down a bit, get a lit, and let the blues lay where they are. 'Cause the blues some days, they won't let go. They won't let go. But it's Saturday, we're at the shop today. Let's celebrate, light up an anime, raise a toast, watch the blues go up in smoke. Watch the blues go up in smoke.
Yeah, we'll catch the nose. What's up, Pops?
What's up, kiddo?
Boom! Saturday.
It is Saturday, and we are at the shop.
Because it's Saturday at the shop.
Because it is Saturday at the shop. Episode number 370.
370.
That's divided by 12. 33 years. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we did go back to Omaha, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
You were 2 when you did the first one.
Yeah, that's right. Are you ready?
Yes.
On today's show, we have...
Here's someone that's not underrated. Who has the best vinyl collection? 30 years ago, the cigar that changed my world. A bull and a rat go into a bar. I love that joke. America, Heroes Cocktail.
Is that what we're calling the cocktail? Is America?
Well, I whipped this shit up in real time.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I literally, as I
saw
wrote
you
that,
scribbling.
I erased the A and I went America.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Haney's. Good morning. We got Marty Upton and Frank Tomaszewski and.
Hey, by the way, if you're coming into us from a foreign country like, I don't know, Little Elm, let us know. We'll say good morning to your native tongue. I'm kind of surprised Frank's not here.
I am too.
You know?
I am too. Jim Trader, this just in, the rat wins.
Is that right? One of them had
I'm with
balls.
him.
I don't remember which one.
Good morning, Trader. Miss you, love you. This week, all right, so let's just start off with it's going to be good to be back to some sort of rhythm within the next week or two. Last couple have been wild. This time last week, we were 48 hours of Grandpa Mike passing.
Yep.
Now we are 72 hours out of his service. That was a tremendous success.
Yeah, on 3 days' notice, you know, my dad had been building racing engines for cars since the early 70s. He was a drag racer. He's in the Drag Racing Hall of Fame, and had built motors for so many people, did machine work for so many people. And up until about 3 weeks ago, he was still going to work at 84. And it was, but it was getting a little bit shakier. It was a little tougher for him to stand up for a long period of time. But yeah, it was, that event was very healing. And, you know, I learned a lot 16 months ago when my mom, your grandma, passed, of hearing the stories from when I was a child that was oblivious to what her life was about, but to hear the stories from the people that were there and go, okay, my mom was a party animal.
Oh yeah, she was a nut.
Yeah, she was a nut. Clearly a little loose too, because I mean I was born at 17.
Yeah.
Meaning she was pregnant at 16.
Yep, hoe.
She was a hoe for sure.
Faux show.
Yeah.
What a John Wilson.
And apparently my grandmother was
Speaking of hoe
too.
for show.
My grandmother was too, because I'm older than my aunt.
By 2 years.
Do the math on that. Yeah, we're a real Jerry Springer celebration.
You are,
going on.
honestly.
We really are.
A super Catholic.
As Catholic as you can get.
And then when Grandma Nun passed away from dementia, she's in the room, kind of in the last minutes with Grandma. My grandma's in there and she says, look, I'm gonna pray the rosary for you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And a super Catholic woman just stops at the end and she touches my grandma on the hand. She says, "You don't actually believe that shit, do you?" That's kind of. Yeah. But
yeah. So yeah, that was.
Thank you, Lydia.
So anyway, it was a.
Gosh, it was cool. I was trying to load
We basically
up a video.
we had 3 days notice A long time friend of the family, Dan Ewing. My dad had a 55 Chevy that he drag raced, a gasser that he drag raced through the 70s. I found out one year, one whole season, he was never beat.
Not in one race.
Not one race. And national record holder and all the other stuff. Well, he sold the car. Fast forward, the car, Dan had tried to find this car. There was one half of the car was sitting in a barn in Ord, Nebraska, in the center of the state, and it was just a pile of dust. And Dan bought this car, and in 2 years, recreated my dad's drag racing car, which is just to see the paint job.
We'll
post a picture up
I'm
of
just
that.
going to put it here live so people can see it, because he built this car based on this image. Okay, so check this out. This is uploading now. So all he had was this image right here. It's an old image from 1970-ish.
That would have been probably 75, probably 75, 76. Mm-hmm. That was his car. It was then sitting in it was a thing of dust that was shaped like a 55 Chevy.
Now,
Dan goes out.
2 years later, here's what it looks like with my grandfather, who thankfully was able to see this, launch it. He built this car. I wish I could just zoom in on it and let you see it. But this is what it was from just this photo.
He created an identical
Unbelievable.
replica. And what was really cool is he had it on a truck parked out in front of the venue. And people were able to come up and just see that car. He got it into the World of Wheels auto show, and it won Best in Show, won multiple awards. But
look at that setup. I mean,
it's so cool. But anyway, that you want to talk about taking the sadness out of a loss, mm-hmm. and being able to have this wave of people.
Just over and over.
There had to be
at
least 500. Anyway,
you go into a stadium and there's a statue. Well, this is kind of what was outside of his service, is his statue, which is his drag car on top of this drag hauler that Dan Ewing created. And I tell you what,
Dan did that in 2 years from scratch. I would be 2 years later, and it would still have the exact amount of dust on it that I hauled it back with.
I have an old Porsche 928 that has been misfiring on the first cylinder for almost 2 years. I can't fix a cylinder in 2 years, and he builds it from scratch. So thank you, Dan Ewing. You are a special, special human being, and thank you for everyone who came out to see the service. I know none of you are watching because most of these guys don't even know what the fuck Facebook is. So it was still...
No, it was a real gray hair convention.
It was remarkable.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit of ICC. Let's talk some cigars. Let's talk all sorts of stuff here.
Just real quick.
Let me do live transition content here.
Okay.
John Wilson, do I spy LFD 30th anniversary edition on the table?
Well, yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Don't throw your back out lifting this thing up. All right.
It's got 60 cigars. So this was one of the topics on the amazing list of subjects we're going to talk about. This cigar, 30 years ago, doesn't it smell good?
It smells great.
Wow. 30 years ago, this particular blend from LFD was the cigar that I smoked that I went, oh, cigars are different. At that point, I had smoked a couple of different Cubans. I had smoked some different cigars, but none of them did anything for me. I didn't really think there was anything different going on. This cigar, and I remember it distinctly because of the pink flower that was on the cigar. They tried to recreate it again in 2000, failed, but this is the blend in the 30th anniversary.
Yep.
It's a $30 cigar. It's a chisel. It is that original blend, and there are 60 in this box. We will sell them as singles, and I'm thinking we do something like if you buy 5, you go into a raffle, and then when this is empty,
and then get rid of it. I like that idea.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good way to do it because it's a true humidor.
It's 1-inch 6-seater.
It's very,
Yeah,
very
no,
good.
that's a beautiful piece. This thing
like
right
that.
This is $1,800. That's how
That's a
what
real deal
that
setup.
Yeah, that's a real deal setup.
That is, oh, well, I'm excited to smoke one.
Yeah.
We've got JB coming in. Lydia, thank you so much for the kind words. I love Lydia.
She's the greatest.
She is so sweet.
Yep.
She's so caring.
Lydia works for us, by the way.
She
actually she had her birthday here, then came to a couple of ladies' nights, and then was like, can I please work here?
We told her, no, we're not going to ruin the place for you.
Yeah.
And then she just kept knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no, I'm going to work here.
Yeah.
And she now works here. She's going to end up running this place. I think
Perfect.
she is.
At least we're going to be in good hands.
That's right. JB also is watching it. That's not saying we aren't in good hands now.
Oh.
My problem.
that JB.
My problem with the team that we have right now is I could give every one of them the keys, and pretty soon we're just going to have a whole team of Chiefs, because we don't have many Indian players. We're just straight chief level
Yeah.
operators.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's racist and pissed somebody off in North Dakota, but
We're in Frisco.
I'm sure.
We're in Frisco.
I'm
You
sure
can't
on
say the word
reservation-
Indian?
On the reservation, they're not going. We have so many cigar salesmen that we're not going to have anybody to actually move the food. They're making fun of us.
That's fine. I don't care.
We don't.
They're not a highly
It's not
offended
racist if
people.
we're not offended.
That's
No, if they said something to us, see, you guys are taking this all out of context, you
Yeah.
racist bastards.
Why don't we take a trip to Costco with Dad on a Saturday? Let's see how that works out. No one can be offended. Let's keep moving.
Let me tell you about Costco in Omaha.
Empty.
Empty. You know why?
Don't say it. Don't say
But
it.
it was empty.
Don't say it.
It was empty. You could have shot a cannon off in those aisles
Not a
and
human.
not hit anybody.
It was unbelievable.
I don't know how Costco stays in business, frankly.
No, me neither.
In markets like Omaha.
No.
If they were all in Omaha,
No.
they couldn't make it.
No, it would be a tiny little
Yeah.
shop. Boy, you almost got us into some real hot water there.
Nobody watches this.
Good. That's a good point. No one does watch this.
No.
We act like someone's seeing it. We act like people are actually out there.
It's so funny when you get these podcasters like, oh, I don't want to piss off my fans. You got 11.
Hold
You're
it.
okay.
Hold
You're
it.
gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
Yeah, we're fine.
See,
And
there's
by the
half
way,
of 'em.
1/10 of our viewership right
Words
now.
are hard.
Math is even harder. As an Apache, not offended.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you.
Let's keep going and see how far. Let's see who else you can offend this morning.
You started it.
And you brought it up. I was using the classic Indian chief
Were you?
thing.
There have been
It's an old
football
adage.
teams that have changed their name because of
Well, guess who was pissed off about that?
that. Everybody.
The chief. Did you hear that?
No.
The actual chief of the Indian reservation that the Washington Redskins use is petitioning to have the Redskins called the Redskins again.
God bless them.
Let's go.
Yeah, give 'em
Let's
some
go.
corn. Let's
Give
go.
them some corn.
Let's have Thanksgiving
Jacob
together.
is the best.
Let's do Thanksgiving together.
Hold it. I can't pronounce your last name. I will tell you one thing. Costco is the best store in the world, and I tell you what, your timing is remarkable, and I'm so glad you're here. I could not have written this any better. It was like one time when Pops was saying,
What did
"Good
it
day,
say?
mate."
Did you just...
Look, Costco is the best store in the world from Apu.
Bingo.
Bingo, this is why we do
Next.
this show, because we're here to connect with you. We see exactly what's important to you.
That's right.
Costco's important to you, that means it's important to us.
Next
And
thing you know,
Omaha doesn't get it. What we're saying is the market in Omaha, they just don't appreciate
we're
it.
from Omaha. They don't get it.
They don't get it. We
That's-
get it down here, though. We're with you.
We do.
Let's really move forward now as we move into that cigar changed your world 30 years ago.
They don't even remember that. Underrated.
There you go.
So, all I really wanted to do with Underrated is an amazing cigar.
We're starting the whole thing
Jesus
now.
Christ. Why don't you,
We're starting to think. Now people are
how's
really.
it going, Sean?
They're
I'm going to talk to Sean.
Stop for a second. They're just piling in now. Trish said, I miss the Cleveland Indians. We're all on the same page. We love Costco. And
This is our thing. This is how we dance around here on Friday nights.
Easy. Now you're getting. I didn't do any movements. You're doing movements.
I say good day, mate, and everybody
Again.
thinks it's Hitler. Jesus. Good day, mates. Not Hitler.
Go to the underrated thing now.
Is it okay?
Unless somebody else
I'm
comes
going to try
into
to
it.
get this out. Ron Harper, I know you're watching, and we haven't offended you yet, but
Watch
Luciano,
this.
watch this. You underrated son of a bitch. Ron Harper, one of the best players for the Bulls, but not the best, did a great cigar with Michael Jordan was on the team.
I understand that, but you don't have Michael Jordan's phone number that's going to text you and
Well,
also
I know
watch this
people
show.
that do.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so underrated, Ron Harper. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh,
No
no,
shit.
Ron Harper's son.
What were you trying to think of?
I
Some
was
sort
trying
of
to think of
slur to
something.
throw in? I don't know.
I was
What were
thinking-
you doing?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on, don't cuss. So anyway,
We haven't offended small boys yet.
no.
Hey, you think he's got?
Look both
They
ways.
have parents.
Underrated. To make a long story short, congratulations to Ron Harper. Underrated. Luciano Cigars makes it. We sell them. They're great. His son picked number 2 in the NBA draft.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That is a big deal. That
Yeah.
is great.
They said if it were not for Flag, the kid that was that the Mavericks were able to pick up, he probably would have gone number 1.
Well, usually that's how it works. If it wasn't for the person who won first place, the person in second place would win first place. But in this instance, that also rings true. The guy who's picked second, if the guy who was picked first wasn't picked first, he would have been picked first.
This is just for those of you that have a legal question. It is not child abuse if they're over 30.
They're 35 years old.
I'm going to beat your ass.
If it wasn't for Jesus.
Do we have some pent-up craziness after 2 weeks of just utter emotional compression?
We have to, but this show is the best one we've done this
We're
year.
letting it out.
for
This
sure.
is just a big old fart.
And it's funny. It's hands down the best show, and Jacob has the perfect words for it. Started an absolute shit show. That's what this show is.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in, it's Saturday at the shop. If you're
Saturday
just
at the
tuning
shit
in,
show.
let's
Saturday at
change
the-
it up.
Saturday at the shit show.
Sass.
Episode number
It's
1.
Sass.
It's episode number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
33
A new one.
years, right
Morning,
down the
Benedict.
drain.
Good morning, Chris. Did we talk about anything yet? Or did we
We
just...
talked about that. We got that out.
The underrated,
We
thank
got
you.
that out before we fell off the rails.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh,
We
So-
have events coming up.
hold on just a second, Jack.
I was trying
So
to-
I had this joke.
Oh, watch this one.
A bull,
Watch.
a bull and a rat. So if you stick your hand up a butcher's ass, oh no, that's not
It's
it.
got to be your butcher.
It's got to be your butcher. A bull and a rat going to a bar,
Okay.
and we actually have a bull, and a rat. We do have Andalusian bulls. Yes, we do. No, we're not going to hold them if you call. Get your ass in here and buy them. And
they're
we
on
do
e-com.
have the. And we do have. They are on e-com?
Probably.
Sure.
I'll
And then
check.
we also have the Drew Estates. This got a little crooked, but we do have the Drew Estates. This Corona Gorda. It's an annual release. It's called Year of the. Well, this one is the Year of the Rat, but they're here. Corona Gorda.
Great.
Heavy cigar.
Heavy cigar. What do you mean a heavy cigar?
It's just as a Corona Gorda, it's a heavy cigar. So that means it's loaded down with a bunch of Ligero and heavy Nicaraguan tobacco.
Is that heavy?
It's a thing. Trust me.
All right. Well, I'll trust you. Let me see if we have bowls on Ecom here.
Go ahead. Nobody else is paying attention.
Nobody has been paying attention. That's
No.
the point.
The Haneys are having a damn blast. I told you. I said, this is entertainment. When you guys are pulling in, I'm like, they think this is entertainment. So this is what they decided to do instead of go see the new F1 movie.
It gets us out of the house with 4 kids.
That's it.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
what it is.
Yeah.
Don't start
At some
adding value
point,
where it doesn't
and
need
this,
to be.
and this kind of bleeds into this week's dads group. And the dads group is a group that's run by our friend over here, Mr. Haney, and he does this tremendous job of getting dads together. And I think the one thing I have to be reminded to bring up for those of you that have 4 young kids at home, take them to the fire station. They have to take them. It's a law.
It is
So
a
you
law.
drop them off there. They let them polish the cars. They think they're having fun.
Yep.
All of those stuff. You come back about 4 hours later after you had dinner, a couple drinks, and you pick your kids up.
There it is.
It worked for me for years.
For a year. You know what else worked for you? Dimetapp.
Dimetapp.
Lots and lots of Dimetapp. Did you know I
That's-
didn't know that Dimetapp was a drowsy medication until I was about 26 years
All
old?
I know is that you love the taste.
I loved the grape,
I love the grape.
and you loved getting back to work.
these guys. That's exactly right.
Do you know how many times we
eat your
drank?
chicken nuggets and take a shot of Dimetapp. See you in the morning.
We took
It worked great.
Dimetapp 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that a mullet?
Dang.
Congratulations. Nice job, bro.
Look at that.
And a pineapple shirt. The kid's 8.
Look at the parents. That is agave, pops. That is.
Oh, that's agave?
Yep.
I didn't want to make any judgment calls.
Kids
I'm gonna
are
call it
rocking
pineapple.
mullets again, though. I'll tell you what. That's full commitment.
That's attitude.
It's full commitment. I'm
I-
okay with it.
By the way, how many grown men had full-on perfect mohawks at my dad's deal?
Mohawks or mullets?
Mohawks.
You saw some mohawks?
2.
Adults.
Adult men did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Mohawks.
There's.
I thought the mullet was out, but apparently the mohawk is coming back.
Well, I don't know if that's a grab sample of people who are trendsetters.
No,
I just don't think they ever changed.
no. They did, well, they have the same, well, they have,
A fucking bail bondsman should have sponsored that service.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they could have got a deal anyway, because some of them,
They were already on their loyalty
Pretty good
program. That's
customers.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is the Dad's Group this week? Yes, Frank Tomaszewski. The Dad's Group is this week. It's on Wednesday. It
Yeah.
starts at 7. Is that right? 7 o'clock. Do we
7
have a
o'clock.
theme this time? Or we just
places
wing it?
to drop your kids off where you won't get in trouble.
Yeah, we'll probably have something. We might wing it. I love how ICC you're becoming. I love that so much. We'll have something, but that is one of my favorite things in the world is sitting in a group of like-minded guys that have gone through different experiences, and we'll be able to check in from last time because Daniel had we had some different guys who were going through different things. We can check in and see, hey, did you take that advice and do the thing? So I'm excited for that. Really, really excited for
Yeah.
it. Also, we have a celebration coming up on Monday.
We do.
My wife's birthday.
Ale's birthday. We better not say
I'm-
which one it is.
It is a big one.
It
That's
is
all I'm gonna
divisible.
say.
It's divisible by 2.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's her birthday
That's-
on Monday, and we want to make it special.
That could be another point of the dad's group. Don't ever say out loud what your wife's birthday is.
What's that? There's a hill.
Well,
There's a
yeah.
hill.
Yeah. But because of modern medicine, the hill actually goes higher, longer.
She's. But here's the thing: is now she's in Mexico right now with her family. Congratulations, Pancho, for graduating
Yes,
with his master's
absolutely.
in engineering. I'm looking at pictures of all of her family. That blood, that's a good bloodline.
Yeah, it is.
She didn't have to worry about it for a long time. A long time. I remember the first time I went to one of her family gatherings, I was like, oh, I'm doing whatever I need to do to be on this bloodline somewhere. I'm not going to mess this one up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good happy birthday for her.
Yeah, good happy birthday. We're excited about that. One of the points of the hexagon here at ICC, making it all about the family.
Yep, that's right. And looks like we've got some chimer inners here. That is.
Chimer inners are good.
That is.
Anybody coming to
Apu?
us from a foreign country?
Apu, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrect, but I tell you what, you are coming in, dropping wisdom right now. Same with Frank Tomaszewski.
What
21st
are they
birthday.
saying that's so wisdomatic?
Her 12th anniversary of her 18th. She looks like she's 30, that's for sure.
She does.
JB, I will put you in there, coach, to start taking hand grenades for me. Let's talk events that are happening.
Do it.
First Friday, 4th of July, we will have something that is special. We're doing a Heroes cocktail that will be featuring the Hooten Young Bourbon and Hannah, who also killer.
If you haven't had a drink made by Hannah, you are missing it.
Killer.
Am I right?
She's going to whip something. She's going to create something. So that night on First Friday, if you purchase one of these drinks with your first one, you're going to get a Hooten Young cigar
Yep.
for free.
Yep.
And
we will also have a few of the facings, additional product, because you're going to want to buy it. Mm-hmm. Their cigars are very good. It was the only cigar that passed our last.
In the past year?
In the past year, it's the only cigar that passed.
And we will do a full rollout a little bit later this year.
But we will have the whiskey, we will put it in the hands of Hannah, and we will have an American hero. Now, Norm Hooten, why do we call it that? Norm Hooten, if you watch the movie Black Hawk Down, he was the main character. That was the main ass kicker once that chopper went down. And when we do the event, when we do the official rollout, Norm will be here. So very excited. And the guy is he's just good people. Really good people.
Yeah. I'm excited to have both a phone number from a five-time NBA world champion, and also phone numbers from two very accomplished special forces guys.
Well, let's add Tig in there.
Three.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can FAFO.
Yep.
Right up in this house.
That's right.
So that's First Friday. On 4th of July, there will be the fireworks out back. We'll set up some seating back there. We'll have some fun.
And it's, by the way, it's do not give the city any credit for that. That is our fireworks show.
Right. We need to be recognized for that.
I'm waiting for a cease and desist on that.
A little bit higher than normal. We had to actually raise everyone's property taxes through the city in order to pay for that. So sorry about that, but fireworks are fireworks.
I just hope they got them before the tariffs kicked in.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah.
Then we have Strap Hanger. That is going to be July 17th. How would you say that? Ours truly?
Yes.
Darren Chaffee's coming in for that event.
Yeah, that
he's
guy.
also bringing Yulia with him.
Good.
That's going to be a blast. We're going to have live music in here. We will be releasing the Strap Hanger again, which has been blended and quote unquote is better than it has any sense being. Cool.
Yeah.
Then we have Oliver Naveau coming in September for First Friday. That's going to be popping tags. We are going straight thrift shop styly. So come in your best or worst.
So what are we going to do in August? August First Friday.
Well, the last couple, did we do two or just one of the cold summers? Just one of cold summers? I could see if I could whip up a new band for this year's cold summer in time. I think we have time for that.
Okay.
So if we did just kind of a reversed out for the 2025 version of it, I think that would be good. I think Jay would be chomping at the bits to come in and do that as well. Then September, and then we'll figure out October. But November, I've been looking forward to this since Pablo and Noel got married in, what was it, February of last year?
Yep.
Now they have a little baby, John.
Yep.
Both Noel and John will be joining Pablo in November for First Friday. They're bringing the family from Switzerland. They're coming over to hang out for a few days.
That's how you want to know how you get a 1-year-old on track for their life as you bring them to First Friday. Get the kid a cigar, little
Dimetap.
one of those flexible straws.
You can do it.
That kid's gonna be brand new.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that. They just sent me that message the other day, and Pablo is one of the kindest hearts on the planet.
Yeah.
Only second to his wife, Noel. She pisses me off. She's so nice.
So nice.
She's just so genuinely sweet.
Yep.
Oh, I just can't wait for that. We've got to pack the house for them when they're in. And I think am I missing anything here?
I don't think so.
Is there anyone else we could offend
What's
on the way out?
vacation season cigars?
Well, I was thinking about talking about some of the cigars, but you've already spoken underrated.
Yeah.
I did grab these. We do have Cigars and Newbies tonight at 7 o'clock with Mark McClurkin.
Oh,
Boy,
that.
My mind has been.
Cigars and
Not
Newbies.
here.
Yeah, it's not here. But Cigars and Newbies is also another member group, like the Dad's group that we talked about. And this is for those of you that would like to learn about cigars. It's not a static Cigar 101 where we put the slides up and we go through it. This is an opportunity to sit with a brand owner and just nerd out.
Yep.
And if you want to get into tobacco and really, really nerd out, this is the deal.
This will be a great, more nerd than newbies, but newbies are more than welcome and can become nerds.
Yeah, And I will say it's trending up. I notice more people are coming in going, hey, can I ask you a question? How do I get the certain flavors? How do I know what's good? We're getting more people going, I'm just looking around, what do you normally smoke type of conversation. And people really are starting to get into that next rung of the ladder.
Josh Sims, to answer your question, is it too early to talk Halloween? I don't think so. I think it's time for us to start talking about it
I'm with you.
and just start getting the juice, because I don't think we need to do we already spoke about it once, so I think we just start getting everyone's minds moving early so they can do nothing about it until the last week or so and then get their costumes.
Frankenstein Manor 9.
9.
Because this will be our 8th year, our 8th anniversary, but we actually opened in time to do an earlier.
That was our first event.
First event was Frankenstein Manor, and every year the theme has been great. Begley kills it, but this year's, I can't wait.
So this year's will be, I'm trying to still figure out what the right name for it was. I was tossing around, because you can still run with the SNL, Saturday Night Loungin', but I haven't had anything yet. But this year's theme is going to be Saturday Night Live. I think this room, all of these rooms are going to be perfect to have like a little weekend update booth in there.
Yep.
You can do a number of things here,
Yeah.
which not that many things exist. You'd be surprised how few, props and all of that stuff exists. So we're going to have to be doing some, I think we're going to have to reach out to China and start designing some stuff. Yeah, so we can.
But
have a
even some
one-off.
cameras and stage lighting and stuff like that would be very cool. But Saturday Night Live. I think about the amount of characters that are you could do.
I've been looking at old school. What was the one? I think it was Dana Carvey. It might have been Dana Carvey when he's got the alfalfa thing going on. Okay. What was that
Buckwheat.
guy?
It was the buckwheat skit.
No,
And alfalfa, where he had his hair pulled up.
No. Martin Short. It was
Martin
Martin
Short.
Short. I can't remember
Oh,
what
I know
his
who you're
name
talking
is.
about. He had his pants up really high.
Yep. We had that parking guy who talked like him.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, I can't remember what it was. But there is no shortage. And please don't just do the first thing that comes to mind. Go watch some old stuff on Peacock and find a skit, run with it, commit for it.
Commit.
Because
Ed Grimley.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
I think it's good.
There's some of the old school characters there's some really good stuff out there. Mm-hmm. Really good stuff.
So, do
you remember the skit where Will Ferrell came into a board meeting with the American flag thong on?
Yep, I remember that one.
Josh.
Tell me you're doing that, Bob.
Oh,
That's you.
That would be good for Josh.
Yeah.
I was looking up Brian Fellows.
He was an SNL character last year.
Yeah.
Yep, the yeet skirt guy. That was good. You can't do the same thing twice, though.
No.
No, I was looking up Brian Fellows. Safari.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Brian Fellows. But isn't that Tracy Morgan?
Yeah.
How are you going to pull that one off, Josh Sims? This will be perfect. This will be perfect. This is a great end cap to this show. How are you going to pull off Brian Fellows? If you want to be offended, we have to fire him for that one day so he can't work and be affiliated.
Yeah.
And then we'll rehire him after,
rehire him
because
next
that's
day.
going to be.
Think about that. Good. All right, scrap that.
You didn't think about Tracy Morgan and you not looking the same? I'm Brian Fellows.
Josh, dude, lunch lady from the
Oh yeah, Adam Sandler and Chris Farley,
Chris Farley's lunch lady.
Lunch Lady Land.
Yeah.
All right, so start thinking. We'll
Who's
continue to talk
going
about
to do Chris Farley as the Chippendale dancer?
Oh, yes.
Wayne.
No, I have him in the suit as the motivational speaker, living in a van down by the river.
That's right.
Because he might live in a van down by the river.
He could. Da Bears. Yep. He's got.
Begley has that whole outfit. I mean, she wore it to a football game. She had a mustache, the glasses, the sweater, everything.
All right, let's get out of here. We out.
What a week. We're happy we're back.
Boy.
Thank you, everybody up in Omaha who showed up. And
Thank you to the team for keeping the wheels on this thing.
absolutely.
It's different than it was a year ago. We came home and we had some fixing to do, but I'm thinking we're going the right direction.
Yep.
Got
For
the
sure.
right team. My goodness. But that's it. Come in. Come interact with the best cigar lounge team on the planet. I will put ours up against any lounge on the planet
Right now.
Either fist fight or service and hospitality. I will
And
do
a lot
it
of them
right
are good
now.
shots too. So if we want to do a draw, one of those duels,
I'll
out in the
challenge
parking lot.
any
Yeah.
single team
Yeah.
in the world.
Get your best
Ours
shot.
are
Let's
better
do
than
a duel
yours.
out front.
Ours are better than yours.
We will kill your people.
That's it.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
cool. On that, we're out.
We're done
Love
now.
you. Peace.
See
And we